Morning. It's Friday, July 19th at 11:30 in the morning. This is part two, or part deux, of the Mount Harmon cemetery visit. Because yesterday I left some unfinished business here. Excuse me. With regards to a battle of Hong Kong survivors' grave, Denzil, Firth. When I came here yesterday to visit the General, Richard Turner, VC, from part one of the video, if you've watched it, you know what happened. I happened upon a tombstone I wasn't expecting to visit. So in doing so, I didn't have a flag for Denzil. And when I left here, and even yesterday, I felt very bad that, a Battle of Hong Kong survivor, I didn't put a flag at his grave. So I'm back here today with a flag, and I got a little gift for him. I just came directly from the Quebec City Citadel active military installment tour. I did a little over a 1-hour tour of the Citadel, a guided tour. You can only take a guided tour there because it's an active military base. The Royal 22nd Regiment is based out of there. So I did the tour. I'm glad I did that. It was it's an unbelievable fortress that was built between 1820 and 1850. But anyhow, that's on another video. Coming back here today to place a flag for Denzil Firth, and I got a little gift for him. And I'll resume the video when I get close to them. Mushrooms look even bigger from yesterday. Actually, they do. That's what they spread it up overnight. Anyhow. Okay, so it was easy to find the grave yesterday. It was even easier to find it again today because obviously I've already been here. So we're coming up to General Turner's grave. I'm glad to see his flag is still there overnight. That's nice. So this is the General's grave. Paid my respects yesterday. But I'm here today specifically for Denzil Firth, Battle of Hong Kong survivor. Prisoner of war survivor. So I'm back at Denzil Firth's grave. I placed a flag for him, and I purchased a poppy lapel pin at the Citadel, specifically for Denzil. I have many of those at home, but I didn't bring none of those with me. So hopefully the flag and the poppy stay with Denzil for many years to come. So that's the least I could do for this gentleman. Like I saying in part one of the video yesterday, it was very unexpected to come across this grave. And to elaborate on what I said yesterday, the atrocities of what Denzil and my uncle Ralph Dewey went through while being imprisoned by the Japanese Empire during the Second World War is well documented as extreme war atrocities against the P.O.W. I obviously covered that with conviction yesterday. I was emotional yesterday, and I'm not much less emotional today. But what I want to try to correct, yesterday I said this was the Hong Kong Prisoner of War Society, but it's actually the Hong Kong Prisoner of War Commemorative Association. I believe that's the proper wording for this commemorative association. So they're a group that has been formed, I think, with the sole purpose of just the Hong Kong P.O.W. veterans. And in Ottawa, they have a beautiful memorial for the Hong Kong survivors, and I imagine the people that perished during their encampment. It's a four-sided, big. I don't know if it's made out of granite. I'm pretty sure it's granite, polished granite. I've been to it a couple times in Ottawa. It's beautiful. And that symbol is is on the top of that monument. So, and yesterday also I mentioned that my uncle was in the same platoon. I think platoon was the wrong wording. I think it was just either a company and a regiment. I think platoon, I think, was wrong. I'm not 100% sure on that. But forgive me if I did make that mistake. I'm not ex-military, so and I'm not a deep historian. It's just I have an interest in things that touch me. So I'm not, I'm not like I said, I'm not a deep historian, so I do make mistakes. So that's my apologies. But I didn't sleep well last night knowing that I happened upon Denzil Firth here, and I didn't have a flag for him, and I had flags at my hotel. So, and it's not that far away from where I'm staying, this cemetery. It's a little ways, but not that far. It's certainly no inconvenience for me to come back here for this gentleman. I can assure you of that. If it was a lot further, actually, to be honest with you, I would still be here today. The general over here, Richard Turner, he was the reason I came here, because he's a VC recipient, and without Richard, I wouldn't have found Denzil. And you can see the general's flag still here too. So they both have a flag now, which I feel better for that, for sure. And I even brought an extra flag today, just in case something happened to the generals last night, which I'm glad to see that it didn't, for whatever reason. So hopefully these flags can stay here for a long time. The little poppy made out of metal and let's say ceramic or something with some painting. It's nice little poppy. It's got a little weight to it, so hopefully that doesn't blow away. And I cleaned up Denzil's tombstone. It had grass all around it, so that's been cleaned up. I don't have, obviously I don't have stuff to clean this with, but I'm not at that stage in my cemetery visits where I start cleaning the tombstones quite yet, but who knows? That could be coming down the pipe. But yeah, so that's, I feel much better that I come and paid my respects properly today to Mr. Firth. I'm hoping my uncle would appreciate this, me looking after his friend for at least 10 minutes. I don't think there'd be an argument from my uncle. And I did a little loose research on Denzil. He was actually quite active with regards to staying in the Battle of Hong Kong P.O.W. community. He actually went back to Hong Kong. There's a news article that is outlined on the Hong Kong Association's website, whereas he went back, I believe it was 49 years after he was released. And they were re-liberated, the prisoner of wars, in I believe August of 1945, and I believe the U.S. liberated them, the United States, and they were brought aboard a United States naval vessel when they left Japan. I believe that's the way it went down. So yeah, 3 years and 9 months in Japanese prisoner of war camps. And they made it back, but the effects of that were everlasting, without a doubt. PTSD was not a word or an acronym associated with these gentlemen back in the day, but you can rest assured that they didn't leave that situation without any mental scarring, and for obvious reasons. Even the toughest of the tough, and all these men were, but even the toughest, the very toughest, you can't walk out of that without emotional damage. So I have the utmost respect for prisoner of wars, and I have the utmost respect for all veterans that have seen combat and conflict, and the people that were held captive by the Japanese Empire. They like I said yesterday, they experienced atrocities that wouldn't even sound believable, really. 'Cause I read 2 books on the Battle of Hong Kong. I was actually going to bring a bottle of gin today, because in their fortifications in Hong Kong, there was called the gin drinkers line. But I'm not sure if Denzil was a drinker or not, so I didn't bring him a bottle of gin. So I don't know. I didn't want to insult him if he was against alcohol, so I didn't bring a bottle of gin. I brought him a poppy and a flag. But yeah, just to reiterate, I'm glad I made it back. I might walk around the cemetery a bit today. I put off my whale watching today to hit the Citadel tour, which I'm glad I did. and especially to come back here. This is more important than any Citadel tour, let me tell you, or whale watching. But so I'm going to say goodbye to Denzil, possibly for the last time, because it's going to be, it'll be a stretch for me to come back to this this cemetery. I live in Toronto, so like I said, I was here to visit the only VC in Quebec City, and in doing so, I was very, very fortunate to come across Denzil Firth. So I'm not going to say it was more important than visiting Richard Turner, but I guess I kind of just did. Okay, and that concludes this video.